The first thing you need to do is to acquire the data file that we're going to be working with. So once you have it off the thumb drive, just double click on it and SPSS will open. Give it a minute. Sometimes it takes the program a while to open up. Okay, the program is opened. Check to see if you're in variable view, which would be the tab on the right would be highlighted, or in data view, which would be the tab on the left with the data showing. So I'm going to show you how to run a simple correlation analysis. To run a simple correlation analysis, simply click under Analyze, follow down until you highlight Correlate. Select Bivariate. Another window appears. In this window, what we want to do in this side here is place the variables that we want to take a look at to see if there is a correlation between the two variables. So let's see if there's a correlation between hours of study and a student's curriculum GPA. So hours of study gets selected, and a student's current GPA gets selected. Pearson is selected here in the correlation coefficient, which is what we need, and always looking for two-tailed significance. I'm going to flag if there's a significant correlation. We click OK. The output window appears. And you'll see in the output window up here, this is actually the script that tells us what we just did. And then here is the output box to see if there is a correlation between the hours of study and students' current GPA. Okay, now this little matrix here in reality is just a mirror image of itself. What we're looking for is hours of study and if there's a relationship between students' GPA. The first line gives us our Pearson R, which is 0.109. It's a positive Pearson R, so it does mean that the more hours the student studies, the higher their GPA. Both variables are traveling in the same direction. However, it is not a very powerful GPA. It is not a very powerful correlation. As a matter of fact, it's fairly weak. 0.1 is closer to 0 than it is to 1. It's also not significant. You'll notice the second line is to tell us if it's significant two-tailed. 0.453 is not a significant correlation. Okay, we would need this to be 0.05 or less for it to be significant. So what is this telling us? This is telling us that there's a very, very weak but positive correlation between a student's GPA and the hours of study they work per week. However, it is not a significant correlation, which means if we were to take another sample of 50 out of the population that this originally came from and did this correlation, we might get similar results, but chances are we might not. For those 50, it could be a little bit of a stronger correlation. Not significant, but stronger or possibly weaker.